Emily is showing us the steps for making a 4-part concrete plaque. She starts by designing the 4 8-inch square panels on sheets of paper cut to size. The 4 pieces of the complete design need to relate to each of the pieces next to it when the plaque is hung for display. Each section of the design is attached to a piece of pink insulation foam. Using a sharp X-Acto knife, Emily will carve and cut out pieces of the foam following her design. The areas cut from the foam will form outies, or areas that will stick out in the final casting. Notice how easily the sharp knife cuts through the foam. After carving each piece of the design, a sheet of thicker foam will be used to form the sides of the concrete plaque. When the pieces are positioned in the frame mold, it is inverted and each seam is taped to hold the panel in place and to keep concrete from leaking through the bottom of the mold. After taping, the mold is turned upright again, and each section of the mold is liberally oiled with a brush. The oil serves as a mold release, similar to the way in which you oil a cake pan so the cake will come out of the pan. Once the mold sections are oiled and the hanging hooks have been made, a nice, rich mix of concrete can be prepared. A thick, buttery mixture of concrete works best for this project. Thick enough to scoop and thin enough to press into the detailed carvings without seeping out of the cracks of the mold. Emily fills up each mold section, cutting through the concrete with the trowel to remove air pockets. She smooths the surface of each section as a finishing touch. Once the concrete is smoothed out, she will carefully raise an edge of the mold and tap, tap, tap it to knock out trapped air bubbles and to further smooth the surface. The final step in this casting is to set the hanging hooks into the back of each of the plaques. The molds can be left to harden for 24 hours. The molds can be removed when the concrete has fully hardened. Emily gently cleans overspill on the edges of each of the casts using a trowel. Next, she removes the tape holding the mold panels in place and carefully flexes the mold to remove each of the panels from the mold. A brick is used to smooth off rough and uneven edges. Be careful at this point. It is very easy to remove too much material. To finish her pieces, Emily adds color to each piece of the plaque with paint, and when dry, she's ready to hang the plaque inside or out.